Today, we are going to break down one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life. Seriously, it's all about how to command respect and, make those toxic people in your life just vanish. And it all boils down to understanding one single core boundary. So, have you ever asked yourself this? You try to be a good person, you don't cause any trouble, but somehow you always seem to end up on the receiving end of disrespect. It's such a frustrating cycle, right? But what if the reason has absolutely nothing to do with them and everything to do with the signal you're sending? And this is the revelation that changes the entire game. Without saying a single word, you might actually be giving people permission to treat you poorly. But here's the good news. Once you can see this invisible signal, you can turn it off for good. Okay, so here's the most crucial point to get right away. You're the one holding the power here. We're not going to focus on changing them. Let's be real, that's impossible. We are going to focus on changing the signals you send out. This image just captures it perfectly. It's the subconscious message you might be broadcasting. It's not that toxic people are particularly powerful. It's that they are experts, absolute experts, at spotting weakness. They're scanning the room for the person who's laid out a welcome mat for disrespect, basically saying, hey, come on in, you can walk all over me. All right, so how do we change that signal? Well, it all starts in the first few seconds of an interaction. Let's dive into how to master your immediate response and instantly take back control. This right here, this is their entire playbook. A toxic person says or does something specifically to push your buttons, and then they just wait. They're looking for that flash of anger, that little quiver in your voice, the defensive explanation. That reaction you give them, that's their victory. It proves they can control your emotions with just a few words. So look at this. This slide shows you the critical choice you have in those moments. Over on the left, that's the old way. Your face changes, your voice gets shaky, you jump to defend yourself. That is you literally handing your power over. But now look at the right. The new way is all about a powerful pause. You stay calm, you stay silent, you just observe. And in that moment, you take control back by denying them the very reaction they're feeding on. So how do you actually do it in the moment? It's a simple 3-step process. When someone tries to get a rise out of you, do nothing. Just look at them, calmly. In your head, just count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This tiny little pause is a pattern interrupt. It completely breaks their script. And then you deliver a flat, totally unemotional response. Something just like this. When you say that with a calm face and a really neutral tone, it is incredibly disarming. There's no anger, there's no hurt, just a simple, unimpressed question. I mean, they were expecting a huge emotional reaction, and you just gave them nothing. They get confused, they don't get their little fix, and honestly, they usually just back down. Mastering your immediate response is a total game changer, but the next step is about teaching people how to treat you in the long run. And the first rule here is so simple. Stop explaining yourself. Oh, this is a huge one. So many of us do this. We spend our lives explaining ourselves, why we made a decision, why we couldn't do something. These long-winded stories are meant to get people to agree with you, but what they actually signal is that you're not confident in your own choices. You end up sounding guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong at all. This slide just illustrates the difference so brilliantly. The weak response is filled with apologies and justifications like, well, you see, I couldn't because, or, oh, I'm so sorry, I just wasn't able to. Now compare that to the strong response. That was my decision. It was my choice. See? No apology. It's final, it's confident, and it just ends the conversation. I mean, this is just simple logic, isn't it? If someone consistently disrespects you, they cut you off, they ignore you, they cancel plans at the last minute, and you just take it, you are actively teaching them that it's okay. You're showing them there's zero cost for their bad behavior. So, of course, they're going to keep doing it. So, how do you create consequences without some big, dramatic fight? You do it silently. You do it by withdrawing your most valuable assets, your time and your energy. You just become less available. You start replying to their messages a little more slowly. Suddenly, you're busy when they ask for a favor. You quietly teach them that your time is valuable, and access to it, well, that's conditional on their respect. This right here is the core philosophy. You can talk about boundaries all day long, but people learn from your actions, not your words. By withdrawing, you're teaching a masterclass in self-respect without ever saying a single word about it. But for any of these actions to really stick, they have to be powered by an internal shift. And this is the final piece of the puzzle, building an unbreakable core by choosing respect over likability. So what does this number represent? Well, it points to a really deep-seated fear that kind of drives this whole problem. And there it is. For so many of us, this is the root cause. We are terrified that somebody out there might not like us. We want to be the nice one, the good person. But this deep need for universal approval, it's a major vulnerability. Wow, what a powerful metaphor. And it's so true. They can literally sense it. They know when you're afraid of conflict, when you're desperate for approval. And they will exploit that fear every single time to control and manipulate you. You really need to absorb this one. Let it sink in deep. It is impossible, literally impossible, for every single person on this planet to like you. Some people just won't, no matter what you do. And accepting that fact is one of the most liberating feelings in the world. The moment you stop trying to win over your critics is the moment you become free. True self-respect is born when you are totally okay with not being liked by everyone.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, from those immediate reactions all the way to a deep mindset shift. But, knowledge is pretty useless without action. So let's bring all this together into a simple one-week challenge.
Hey, don't try to do everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Just pick one of these for the next week. First, you could practice that deliberate pause before you react. Or, second, you could focus on stopping yourself from explaining, just own your decisions. Or third, actively start withdrawing your availability from someone who disrespects you. Just one small, concrete action is all it takes to get the ball rolling. And what happens when you start doing this? Well, it acts like a filter for your life. The good people, the ones who are worthy of your time and energy all along, they're going to see your newfound strength and respect you even more for it. And the toxic ones, they'll realize you're not an easy target anymore. They'll get bored and they'll just fade away. And that isn't a loss. That is the entire point.